is, as Christians are attempting to develop these evidential arguments from empirical epistemology, we all want to, follow the rage of the day, the Lockean fad of empiricism. David Hume comes along and destroys all of it, Locke included. And he shows, well, there is no foundation for Christianity or science or ethics. And so now we have this terrible problem of skepticism to deal with. And then we come to Immanuel Kant and a dialectical approach to things, because Kant says Hume awakened him from his dogmatic slumbers, showed that he could not presume the legitimacy of the causal principle and so forth, but if science was going to be preserved and if there was going to be room for faith, for Christian faith, we'd have to have a completely different approach to the way in which we think and see the world. And according to Kant, that approach calls for us to divide things between how we think things are, how they appear to us, how they are phenomenally experienced, and how things are in and of themselves. Which is to say, I accept the skepticism of Hume. None of us know about ultimate reality or even the reality of individual things in this world. We only know the world as it appears. But, according to Kant, it must appear to us in a certain way because the human mind imposes categories like causation on experience. It's kind of hard to believe that any philosopher would think Kant had done a wonderful job here. He didn't answer Hume. He capitulated to Hume because the science that he saved is now psychologized science. I must psychologically think in terms of causation. So whether the world out there, things in themselves, show causal relations, no one can know. And the faith that Kant left room for is not a faith that can declare the truth of God entering into history and the providence of God and the holy character of God. It's a Christianity or a religion that says no one knows for sure. So I can be a mystic. And in the end, Kant's Christianity was a moralistic Christianity. God is brought in to back up the demands of the categorical imperative. If people believe in God, they're more likely to live by the categorical imperative. But that's the only God we know. Well, what's the outcome of that Kantian thinking? And Christians say, look at that. Kant saved science and made room for faith. Even though the faith has been distorted and science has been distorted. And so what comes out of this Kantian stream is the development Christian theology of liberalism and ultimately neo-orthodoxy. And so we endorse Kant and we end up with no Christ.